Hey YouTube, hey everyone. Wanted to do a live on this one. This one's important. Probably more important than most people even realize. More important than most people even want to realize. Especially for guys. Good for women too. Women should know these things. That way they won't think everyone's ghosting them. How do I want to do this? Get that voice clear. Am I coming through clear? Can you hear me? Just doing a sound check. Is my voice coming through? Can you all hear me? I want to make sure you can hear everything. This is going to be a politically incorrect conversation. Coming through? All right. Few of many. Good, great. Thanks, few of many. Thanks for joining. Man. So, as you guys can see, the title, this is not one of those politically correct titles. And by now, any of you who've followed me and seen any of my videos, my work, a little sweat going on here. I had to run out to the store. But if you've seen any of my work, you know that I'm often not politically correct. So I'm going to say all the things that no one else wants to say, and I'm going to start conversations that no one else wants to start. And I did one some time ago about the most important conversation you needed to have was with your mother. And I hear a lot of people are addressing that now because everyone sees how critical that is. So now we're going to have another one. And you know, I understand, you know, men and women have relationships, but I'm really all about men having power. I'm about men having the great life, and not so much about men doing better. I'm my commitment is that men have all the tools to get things done that they want done in their life. So whether it's career, money, I mean, if you check out a lot of my videos on YouTube, the earlier ones, they are all focused on business, like 100% business, leadership, culture, mindset, all of that. So faceless man, important topic. Too many men my age have their life completely run by nonsense because they don't have self-control, discernment. When it comes to women, they choose to surround themselves with. Yep. Perfectly said, faceless man. Yep. Raw and unfiltered. The best with me, brother. Good. Hey, thanks for that comment, faceless man. PJ, good to see you here. Your video yesterday about caveman was very insightful. Good. Glad it was. Thank you. My life didn't get better until I left my relationship and focused on improving my life and being more selective. Exactly. So, you know, a lot of guys, you know, we live in this environment. There's so many men raised by single mothers, and they use the children as pawns and don't even care about the impact. So there are some things that guys just don't even hear about. And even if you have the father in the house, he may not have discussed it. We live in this environment where you have to be politically correct as a man. You can't say certain things. So men have been censored. So I'm an uncensored, unfiltered, and in a very classy way, we are going to talk about critical things that affect men. Sometimes it involves women. and sometimes it doesn't. Like I said, if you go back to my older videos, you will get a lot of value about learning about leadership. And still, that's part of development of self. That a lot of those older videos, I didn't start doing relationships, maybe I think until sometime late last year. But before that, I was focused on leadership development, more in the corporate life. Let's increase the likes. Let's get a real crowd so we can have a very interactive. Share this video, like it. This is one for the guys. I don't care. Share this with a young guy, his own mind, and the things to look for, so that he can have the kind of guys who have who were caught out there and penalized. Like, don't you dare say. And I understand some of you guys are going to be upset, and some of you have daughters, and you have mother, you have sisters. Just you need to take this journey like I always do. Yep. So let's get those likes up so we can have this conversation. Even women, if women are in this to watch this, you may be upset. And for the women who have not fallen into this, you will be just fine. It'll help you in raising your daughter and your son. For those of you who have sons, this is the kind of education at some point your son needs to have. How to whore-proof your life, right? Everyone understands if you want a bulletproof, you buy a bulletproof vest unless you know how to make one yourself. But if you don't want a bullet to penetrate and damage you, you have a bulletproof vest. They have you even hear about clothes that are made that are bulletproof. You may still sustain some pain and bruises, but it won't penetrate you and take your life or permanently damage you. It'll hurt. It'll sting. The same thing if you want to waterproof. If you want to waterproof clothes, you want waterproof shoes that are appropriate. You're construction or you're trekking through the woods. You're a hunter. You want some waterproof boots so that you can walk through the water and not have that uncomfortable feeling. So there are things that are obvious, like you waterproof, you bulletproof. It's to keep something out that you don't want in. So if we talk about whore proofing, that's kind of the premise, like what's in the background. How do you can? And whores bring some stuff with them that most guys don't want. And some guys learn the hard way. So this topic is going to be, how do you whore proof? And the whores, they know who they are. And one problem we have is a lot of women are in denial about it, no matter how much evidence and medical papers that are written. They are looking for some kind of slippery way to sneak out. So we are not only going to talk about the whores, we're going to talk about what the whore brings to your life that is so damaging that you end up with a lot less in life. Man, I'm trying to get that light out. I'm getting some good light from there. We still have daylight here in Jersey. So whore proofing your life. For the record, this is not about bashing women. Just think of it this way. If you're an alcoholic, I'm not bashing you if I point out your addictive behavior. I say you drink too much. And since most addicts are in denial, you have to point out specific behaviors they display. That's one way that an alcoholic will understand that they're drinking too much and they are damaging themselves. You have to point out specifics. And that way they can start to become honest with themselves. Also, this is for men who are interested in dating women. It would be wise if you can identify an addict before committing to her, right? So if you want to date a woman and she's an addict, addicted to drugs, alcohol, or whatever it is, you need to be able to identify her. Yeah, PJ, I know women are secretly watching. I watch my stats. There's been a big jump in the amount of women who are watching the videos. I've seen that. Yeah, women definitely need to do this too. See, and that's exactly, and I want to cover that too about the women who surround themselves with whores because they think these women offer something that will support them, and that becomes infectious, even for women who are not whores. Yep, appear broke. Just tip for everyone. Any woman you get involved with that causes you stress and mental emotional pain is killing you slowly. Look up cardiomyopathy. Yeah, and that's the few of many. That's a big reason for this because a lot of guys, their lives are getting crushed and destroyed. You know, that's why I say if someone's an alcoholic, you need to be honest about that because they will do damage in your life. So if you're a woman and you display horrid behavior, you need to understand why quality men ghost you so often. It's not that men are bad. You present something that's bad news for any man, especially a quality man. So, guys, there are a lot of beautiful women in the US. Some have such hot bodies they bring men to their knees, right? You've seen those guys, those women, and you've seen how men respond to them. And too many times men judge a woman as wife material based on how she looks. And when he finally sees what's behind her mask, that can be discouraging. So you see a lot of guys who get really angry or disappointed, I should say, disappointed in what they see with women when they finally get behind the mask of this gorgeous woman with this beautiful body, and what's actually behind that facade is something most guys don't want. So choosing a woman can be like choosing a car. You actually need to look what's under the hood, right? So, for example, if a 2020 Bugatti has 60,000 miles, imagine a 2020 Bugatti with 60,000 miles. A guy who can afford a Bugatti, that's not going to be his first choice. A 2020 Bugatti with 60,000 miles. High miles are going to come with other problems. And for women who don't like that, well, that's actually too bad. Men are interested in a woman who enriches his life. He doesn't want a mechanic special, meaning that you buy a car that needs a lot of work and a mechanic can buy it because hell, he can deal with the imminent breakdowns and dysfunctions of an engine because it has too many miles. It's been driven too much and it's worn out. So no guy wants a car that needs work unless you're a mechanic and know how to fix it. And if you're a guy